Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hi, folks. I'm Mike, and I hope you're well. And welcome to the show. This show is mostly about picking a winner for the Focusrite Scarlett giveaway that I've done recently. But we're going to drag it out a bit because it wouldn't be any fun if I just told you the name of the winner. We could all then go then and get on with our lives. I understand that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to drag it out for about 30 minutes or so. And while we're dragging it out, we're going to be talking about feel-good songs. I thought we could all do with feeling good in these times and have a nice cheery subject to chat about. So feel-good songs is going to be the subject of this show. It's going to last for about 30 minutes or so, just to give you an idea in case you're getting ready for work or getting ready for bed or getting ready for your wedding, or I guess no one would be watching this show if they were getting ready for their wedding, but whatever it is you're getting ready for. Before I waffle on too much and make a fool of myself, I'm going to introduce my guest to the show who's going to help me out in terms of picking the winner, and that is Mr. Pete Johns, and I'll just pull him up here. Hello, Pete, or good morning, Pete. How you going?
Good morning, Mike. I'm getting ready to rock. How about you? Doing well today?
I'm good. It's 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 in the morning here in Perth.
That's
I was up at 5:30. There's actually someone else in the chat here from Perth. Can you believe it? First time ever.
There you go. Very nice. Well, I feel lazy. It's 8 a.m. here. I'm like just kicking back, second coffee of the day, and it's all happening.
This is the time zone thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete is in Adelaide. And now I know we're both in the same country, but we're a long, long way away from each other. And I don't know why I said that in a Southern English accent. That's what happens at 6:30 in the morning. But I should let people know that Pete is from Studio Live today, an awesome channel. We've done some shows together before, but lots of people don't know that because they've only joined our channels in the last few months. And we're aiming to do some more shows, but I just want to quickly let people know, Pete, that you have a channel, which is awesome. I was watching it before I was even a YouTuber. And you mainly talk about iPhone music making, iPad music making, Pete. Is that correct?
That is spot on, Mike. It's almost like I prepared you, and I promise I didn't. Yes, mobile recording, mobile home studio recording, anything to do with iOS, iPads, iPhones, and all the rest is that almost rhymed. That's what we cover over on Studio Live today. But no, it's a pleasure to be here, and I take my responsibilities very seriously to helping you pick this winner. I know there's a lot of people out there that are probably cursing your name right now because they just want to know the answer, but they're not going to get it. And we're going to talk about.
I know. And you know, if we had ad breaks in live shows, I'd be like, and the winner is, and then we'd go to a break and come back, and then I'd run all through the whole thing again. And so we're here today to pick a winner, and you know, all the build up that we did before the break, we'll do after the break. You know how those shows go. We're not going to do that here. No, we're going to just drag it out with meaningless conversation. It's lovely to see all these people in the chat, Pete. There's quite a few people here. And they're all telling us where they're from, which is awesome because I did ask them to do that. So I'm just going to say hi to a few. First of all, I spoke about this a moment ago. I just want to say hi to Robert because he's from Perth in Western Australia, which is exactly where I'm from. We also have someone called Success from Nigeria, and that sounds like a good name for this, doesn't it? Hey? Now, moving on just through, we have Ben from the UK, and I have lots of viewers from the UK. I kind of hail from there, you might say, in some ways. Half of me hails from there.
I had no idea. It's not like you have an accent or anything.
I know. We have rock acts from Victoria. Unless there's other Victorias in the world, I'm assuming this is Victoria, Australia. You see, you never know with these things.
Columbia, there is one in Canada, but yes, well, we're going to assume Australia.
And also, Bert here is from Holland, another place I've been to Holland. I've never been to Spain. That's the name of a song. Did you know that?
Really? I've been to Paradise. I've never been to me. That's
yes, indeed. Does that song make you feel good? Is that a song that makes you feel good?
Depends. No, not so much. But it's I'm sure it does for someone. I'm sure it's empowering and uplifting, which I'm sure is what we're going to be chatting about and finding out about.
It is powerful.
The wonderful viewers of your channel here too.
And I mean, that could be one of the things about a feel-good song, couldn't it? Because we are here to talk about feel-good songs. That was a little segue there. The song that you were mentioning there, you know, I've Never Been to Me. It's a very uplifting song, isn't it? Right?
Mm, yeah.
And is that one of the things that is good about a feel-good song? Should it be uplifting?
Yes.
I knew,
Thanks
I
for
knew.
that, yeah. No, I think so. I think it is feel good. Like the very fact that feel and good, I think it has to resonate with you. It has to create a feeling. And I guess feel good means that when I think feel good, I think smiling, I think laughing, I think thinking happy thoughts and being motivated, inspired, uplifted, wind beneath my wings. We're talking these sort of things here, the classic cliche kind of things. But yeah, I think so, but not necessarily. That's
What about
probably
that song? I've just thought of this as you were talking about this because it's sort of the era. But what's that one? At first, I was afraid. I was.
pet.
We can't say all these lyrics because if we say
We
too
can't
many of these lyrics,
know. The
we'll get
copyright
in
strike.
trouble with YouTube, copyright, and all that. It's true. It's a real thing, guys, folks watching. You probably don't know this. Even if we utter lyrics of songs, we can get copyright strikes. Or if we hum them, even worse. If
I
we hum
know.
them backwards, can you do that song that I just mentioned hummed backwards?
Survive.
No, you.
Uh,
Oh God, this is gonna be one of those stupid shows, isn't it?
It 100% is. No, I like that because you mentioned that song, and I think that we'll probably get into some of the more nerdy technical stuff again. But
Mm.
what I like about that and other songs that uplift me is that they sort of start with a problem statement. So, like when you were scared and worried, and whatever other words we can't say. But then you get into the motivational feel-goody part. So that may be something that maybe some people will attest to, that maybe a feel-good song isn't just happy vibes and everything from go to woe, but maybe it builds up, it has a bit of a journey, and then at the end it tells you a happy ending. Who knows? That could be something that
Yeah,
people like.
could be, couldn't it? Yeah,
Mm.
it's very true. You would think, wouldn't you? No, who gets off on? Oh yeah, everything was cool, and then we all died. No, nobody. That's not a feel-good song, probably. So I think you're right there.
Was that
One point to you,
American
Pete.
Pie? Like, does that start really good? He's
It
just driving
starts
around
off
his
it starts off
30s
with
and
someone
then
dying, doesn't it? Yeah, I
does
think it
it?
was
Yeah.
American Pie. The beginning's about Buddy Holly and his friends dying.
Yeah, Bohemian
Yes.
Rhapsody, like, doesn't he go to jail and shoot a man and his mum's unhappy and
That's true, isn't it? That's true. And yet it's quite uplifting. It's quite uplifting. There's not much nice things that happens in Bohemian Rhapsody. What a different song it would have been if Bohemian Rhapsody, Mama, I Just Hugged a Man, may have been truer to Freddie's.
Oh,
Or
there's a whole
Mama just
slope
no,
there.
we won't
There's
go
a
into what.
slippery slope there that we'll get in trouble for other reasons around, but yeah, no, I agree, and yeah, I think it's interesting that you have these songs where it's some quite bad things, like shot the sheriff, didn't shoot the deputy. Like, is that uplifting for some people? Maybe.
Not sure about that one. Not sure
Probably
about that one.
not.
Who knows? It's very much personal taste, isn't it? I asked some people on my channel and on Facebook for some uplifting songs,
Mm.
and I must admit I hadn't heard of about 90% of them, which goes to show there's lots of uplifting songs. I'm just going to point to one thing that I've just noticed in the comments here, though, and I do know this one. This is suggested by Jade. This is the Benny Hills theme song. That's quite uplifting. Yes. Now, I believe that song is called Yakety Sax.
It is indeed.
It is. You knew that, did you?
I did know that. Yeah, it's a comedy trope. It's used in a lot of those funny things ever since Benny Hill. But yeah, yakety sax, and yeah, apparently, if you played it or if he even mentioned it, you've probably already got a copyright claim. Like, for saying those words. So I won't whistle it backwards or do anything to give you any more grief.
Well, what's a copyright strike? Now I've said that, you know. Now, I just want to say, someone's saying, oh, "Come on, guys, you're killing us." Yeah, I know, Robert. And you got up early for this, Robert.
You'd think he's evil for stretching it out. I'm like, I'm going to come on, and they're going to say, just tell us the answer.
Well, Pete, could you just pick a number for me? Because the way this is going to work, folks, is now I'm just going to say up front there was what have we got? 1,221 entries for this. So, we've got around about 60 people in the chat. So, there's a 5% chance that somebody in the chat. So I want you to pick. I've given Pete a site of a website called Random.org where he can use that to pick a number. And Pete, give me the number of the winner of this.
I so wanted to pick my own number, but to make it random and then random, because I don't know which number is associated with which person, and now I'm going to randomly generate a random number between those numbers, and it's come out to number 724.
724. Now I'm just
no one except Mike.
Here we go. I'm going to put this on the screen. The winner is
congratulations
724.
Number 724. You know who you are. Except you.
Seriously, the winner is 724. Nobody knows their number. So, but we do have a winner. I can see the winner on my screen. It's in my big spreadsheet here. Who knew musicians had spreadsheets, eh?
I mean, musician, that's using the term pretty loosely, Mike, just quietly.
Keep telling us anyway. Keep telling us what your favorite songs are in the chat there in terms of feel good songs, guys. It's quite interesting to hear this. There's one here which I know. Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. Don't sing it, Pete. Don't sing it. I'll just put it in your head.
Okay.
That really is a feel good song. I used to play that song live in the band and solo and stuff, and it was definitely one you went to if you wanted to cheer people up.
Are styles of music feel good or feel bad generally? That's an interesting one. Would you say reggae music is generally uplifting?
That's a really good it's a really good question, and I think probably yes, especially the mid-tempo to fast reggae songs. It's sort of hard because they make you do this, right? If you do that, if we could get that in time, there's a bit of a lag. You're up and I'm down, but they make you do that anyway.
They do.
Yeah, they do. And that once you're doing that, you're feeling good, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm feeling better by the minute.
I feel good. I mean, modern technology, I could have just stayed still and moved my camera up and down. Would I have still felt good? Oh my God. I don't want to say what it looks like you're doing there, mate.
There you go. Mark in Mike's first inappropriate dirty old man comment.
Yes, two little boys by Brett McMillan. This is a difficult one, isn't it? Because I used to listen to it. It's a very, very sad song, isn't it? Very sad song. Anything by association now with Rolf Harris is sort of tainted, isn't it? That happens, You can like songs by certain artists. Maybe you used to like the old Gary Glitter song, and so controversial.
That is rough, and we have this discussion often in my circle because I am one person who can't separate the artist from the music. If the artist is a word, then I don't listen to their music anymore, and it's hard because there's some really catchy tunes by a particular male artist who's no longer with us that I just don't listen to anymore because I don't like everything that's happened and surrounded all of that. So it's a tough one. Like, can you go, hey, that's a really cool uplifting song, but I simply won't listen to it ever again because of the person attached to it? I don't know.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I know in the recent movie Joker, this played with my head a little bit because I was in the cinema, and then there's this awesome scene where he comes down the staircase and they're actually playing this I think it's called Rock and Roll, the song by Gary Glitter, and it hadn't occurred to me right away that was a Gary Glitter song, and I thought it was like T-Rex or something. Don't know why. Sorry, T-Rex. And then I was like, oh, great choice. I love this. This is a great choice. And it was kind of like 5 minutes later, I think, hang on, that's a Gary Glitter song. Now I don't like it in this movie. That's weird, isn't it?
It is weird, and it got to the point. So I used to be a PA announcer at the ice hockey for the teams here in Adelaide, and I'd get requests to play certain songs by certain artists, and that one was one. That's a classic hockey song because it's got the big chorus with the we can't say the words, but listen to it, Rock and Roll Part 2, whatever it's called. But Gary Glitter song, and so I was like, oh, we'd like the boys to come out to that song today, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I put my foot down and said, sorry, I was a volunteer, so what were they going to do? Fire me? But yeah, I was like, no, I'm going to play some Foo Fighters instead. You're just going to have to deal. That's the way it rolls.
Absolutely. We've got another suggestion here. Now, I don't think this band traveled across the pond to the United States. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But this is a good suggestion here. Our House by Madness. So, Phil, you're reading my mind, Phil, probably my age as well. But this would be something that I would put on, it's sort of like a Madness greatest hits I would put on a Saturday morning to feel very, very cheery indeed. What do you reckon, Pete? Madness.
I love me some Madness. Yeah, I'm actually a big sort of kind of closet ska fan. So I love the old school punk and ska, and even more of the new school sort of California ska music. Yeah, and again, it's a type of music because of the tempo. It's always up. It's really hard. There's no 80 BPM ska tunes going around very much. It's always up tempo. It's always got it's got the head bob.
Exactly.
I'll keep the hands up here this time, and I'll bob the head. But yeah, it's just got that vibe to it, and the Madness are exactly that. And even one of their biggest hits, like "It Must Be Love," you'd think, oh, that's a pretty soft thing, but then it kicks in, and you're like, yeah, I can't.
I
I'll sing it, but even bopping along, and it's like it's a tender ballad in some respects, but it's a feel good up vibe song. So yes, love me some Madness.
I mean, this is again. There's that ska element to it, close to reggae or very tied to the reggae thing. Now, one thing I'll say about that music, if we're going to get a little bit technical, is there's a swing to the beat, and I think swing is almost always happy, right? Am I correct in saying that?
It's hard. Swing in a definitely in a 4/4. Again, we're going to get extra nerdy. Swing in a 4/4/2/4 kind of rhythm in a measured beat. Definitely. If you go into sort of 3/4/6/8, I think you can swing those and they get a little bit more tender. But again, we're getting next level. But once you get that
12.
once you get that, it's getting a little bit different. But yeah, I definitely think as opposed to just a steady rhythm that has no swinging whatsoever, just that very fact. Like you think Frank Sinatra, think when you used to have that where you just click your fingers, you tap your toes. That was always because you were doing that. It was going.
Absolutely. Made you feel good, didn't it? Very good. Now, I'm just going to let you guys know, just in case you're wondering about the winner. We've already picked the winner, but I haven't told anyone who the winner is. I will say that judging by the name, the winner is a male. And this is going to disappoint a lot of people. I'm sorry to say this. But the winner is from the country that I'm just about to put up on the screen. And that is
Guatemala. United States.
Is from the United States. So now don't leave if you're from another country. That wouldn't be in the spirit of things. I'm just looking at the numbers of viewers. Hang on, we've got 66 at the moment, live viewers. Now let's just watch that number. It's still on 66. I'm happy with you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to talk more.
Just remember, if you leave this live stream now, a baby dies somewhere. Okay, just know that
escalated quickly. Please note the views and opinions of Mike of Creative Source do not reflect those of Peter Studio Live today.
Okay. All right, a kitten dies. Anyway, a bunny. So just a few songs I want to point out here because I'm loving some of these ones in here. Monty Python, Always Look on the Bright Side of Life. Really, I mean, a song about with Jesus dying on the cross and singing this song. It wasn't Jesus though, allegedly. Monty Python says so. Yeah, wink, wink. A nudge is as good as a wink to a blind man. Another one I saw here earlier was, and this is still in the ska realm, Live Up Fatty by Bad Manners. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Let's have a little look. Shiny Happy People by R.E.M. Of course. Of course.
That's stolen from my list, but yeah, sorry.
It's a good one, and it hasn't got a swing beat. So,
true.
Daydream Believer by the Monkees, or known by the Monkees. Maybe, I don't know if there's other people that wrote that. You never know, because I'm not sure the Monkees wrote a lot of their stuff. Anyway, moving on. Pete, just by the way, Agalos says, "See, Mike, we aren't that shallow." Well, we were at 67. We're on 64 now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe it was the comment about the babies dying. Maybe it was...
You have to go back there again.
Anyway, so Pete, are happy songs or feel good songs always in a major key? You and to people in the chat, there, are they always in a major key? Do you think so? That's the assumption.
That is the assumption. I think everyone that I can think of has major elements, and it probably comes back to the whole, starting with something sad. So Shiny Happy People is a great example. So that starts in a minor key. It starts with minor chords, and it's minor in that, and then it hits the chorus, which is what everyone remembers and what is the hook of the song. But if you actually listen back to that, all the verses are actually like, if that could have gone a different direction, like that chorus stayed minor, it could have been more of a ballad. Until the people become shiny and happy, they're kind of a bit sad and depressed. So I think, yes, I don't know too many songs that are all in a minor key. That are, exception probably being some dance music, some EDM music that is really not in any key. But I guess if it was in any key, it would be more pentatonic or minor, or not necessarily a happy major key, but it's using things like big bass drums and big like hooks and things to big synth sounds to make people happy and jump around. So that's probably my only exception.
It's good. I'm very happy that you've picked out some example there, because I think if people watching are looking to write something uplifting, it's very easy to make these assumptions, isn't it? That it will be, I'm going to use a few that I haven't brought up yet, but an up-tempo song, 120 BPM, less than 3 minutes long, and in a major key. And it's not necessarily true at all, is it?
It's really not. And one from my list, it was actually the song that I danced to at my wedding, and it's a Flaming Lips song called "Do You Realize." It's actually a slow song. It does have some minor key elements. It does have some major key it's in a major key overall. So the chorus is in a major, but it's a slow song. It's a meaningful song. But again, it comes down to the lyrics as well. And you've probably got this on your list of things to talk about, because I know you're a smart man. But it does come down to the lyrics, that you can have a song that sounds really uplifting, and then like, I've had these songs where I'm like, what a great boppy song. I'm nodding my head like nobody's business. And then you listen to the lyrics, all the other kids with their pumped up kicks. If you listen to the lyrics of that song, I don't want to ruin it for you, sounds like a really happy, upbeat song. It's not a very nice subject matter if you actually think about it and listen to what Foster the People created and why he actually wrote that. It's not cool. Whereas something like "Do You Realize" by Flaming Lips, you listen to that and you're like, oh, this is like a kind of mellowed ballad kind of song. But then you listen to the meaning behind the words and you go, actually, it's an uplifting song about living your best life. So I think there's those variations as well.
Very, very good. I'm glad you're here to talk about this stuff, because I didn't know any of that. I feel educated. I feel my brain's going to explode. I just want to mention that I'm going to just tease a little bit more, and I hope no more people run away. But the winner happens to be someone called Steve from the United States. I will give the surname in a moment, folks, as we draw towards the end of this show. If your name is not Steve, then commiserations. If your name is Steve, could still be commiserations, because you may not be the winner. But just to tease this out, someone called Steve from the United States is the winner of the audio interface. I keep almost saying the Sapphire, which is really old Focusrite stuff. The Scarlett 2i2.
The Scarlett. Don't say Claret, because those things cost a fortune, and you'd be having to head out and spend $1,000 to buy one of those and send them off to someone, which you possibly don't want to do. I know everyone is busting to know, because you've talked a lot about the concepts and the theories, but what are your feel-good songs? What do you find in a song that makes you feel good, that makes you nod your head? And do
strangely, not always happy songs. I think there's a way of, it's almost like when you, no, I don't do this, but it's almost like when you watch a really sad movie, right, which makes you cry. And you feel good in a weird way, don't you? Like you're discharging emotion. So sometimes listening to something really sort of moving can sort of be a feel good feeling. But I do have a theory about something you can do to a song which always makes it a feel good song. If anyone's looking for this magic ingredient and they're going to write that next hit, and that is, you use a ukulele. because there is no way for a ukulele to sound sad. As soon as you put a ukulele in a song, it's happy. Do you think that's the case, Pete?
I like that principle, and I accept your challenge to make the saddest, least inspiring, least feel-good song ever featuring a ukulele. Because I think
Try it. Try it. I don't think you can do it. I think people will go, I know I'm supposed to feel sad, but it's a ukulele. I just feel happy. You know? If you want to send people insane, it's like certain instruments, isn't it? You know, bagpipes. Oh, you know, that's gonna. No one feels happy about bagpipes or harpsichords. Yes.
True. Yes. What do you think
Scottish
about
people?
exactly? Yeah. It doesn't matter what the vocalist is like. Does it matter male versus female? Does it matter if it's
again, there's so many feel-good songs I can think of which are sort of Jamaican or reggae or something like that, and often with male vocalists. There was one in there earlier, wasn't there? That song "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
Yeah,
we won't sing it, but you know the song, yeah. But I guess let me think about this, because let's say Queen, "Don't Stop Me Now." You know, I mean, it's pretty. When you think about Freddie's voice and that, it's almost aggressive, almost in tone. You know, it's not sort of sweet and twee. So I don't know. There has been quite a lot of female songs though, especially that lilty, light kind of sounding female voice, which gets on my nerves a little bit sometimes. But you know the voice I'm talking about.
I do.
Wafy voice.
Yeah. And again, I agree. And I think I was saying to Mike in the pre-show, I think, as always, we always do these shows where we talk about these opinion pieces and everyone gives their views. And then we get to the end and we go, well, folks, I guess you do you and everyone's different and horses for courses. Thanks. Good night. So I think it's kind of the case with this and with everything is like different people will be inspired, motivated, find emotional in different things. And some people may love songs with bagpipes, guitar shredding, and sort of wafy female vocals, and that would be terrible for Mike because he doesn't like any of those things. But if you like that, more power to you.
If you wafy female vocal with a ukulele, though,
ooh, then you take it to the next level.
Joe Grint says that he loves bagpipes of all types, and so I'm going to hold Joe responsible now for what Jade says, which is everybody knows bagpipes manifest serial killers. So Joe, it's because of people like you that people like this exist. Sorry, Joe, to put that on you.
One of the most classic feel-good songs, "You're the Voice," Australian Johnny Farnham classic. Bagpipes.
Yes,
so there you go.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. If you played yakety sax on the bagpipes, probably would work. Yakety bagpipes.
Yakety sax on a ukulele, and people's brains may explode from happiness. Quietly.
I let homeless guy sleep in my van. Is that the name of a song? I'm not sure if it's just a random comment or the name. If it is a feel-good song, I can see that. I can see that. But you were talking about lyrics earlier on, so works for me. Moving on. I don't. This you girl is Julie Nunes. Okay, I'll look that up. Sorry, not knowing that one. So. We're moving into the last 2 minutes of the show, Pete, and I'm going to finally let people know who the winner is. I just have to type it in my banner here, I'll
give you a drum roll.
Do a drum roll. Do happy songs have drum rolls? Sorry.
Ooh, no, never. And no drum solos. The drum solos are to ruin a perfectly good song. So if I'm feeling good and then the drummer decides to solo, it's all over. Just quietly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's their things. They shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be allowed at all. So I just want to say thanks, Pete, for joining me. I know you just came off of another show. You only had a few minutes in between shows. You're a very, very busy man. I'm urging people to check out Pete on Studio Live today. I'll try and remember to put a link in the description down below. Me and Pete are going to be doing a monthly show from now on where we talk about stuff like this. Sometimes it's just a bit of a natter. Sometimes we'll have a bit of a theme. We've had some good themes. Sometimes we have other guests on the show, which is always fun as well. Want to thank everyone for joining us, especially those who knew that the winner was from the United States and called Steve and stuck around for this electrifying conversation. But it is time to reveal the winner. And the winner is... That's not really a drum roll, is it? But try it. Ready? The winner is Steve Daniels from the United States. And I'm hoping now, of course, there's not two Steve Daniels and one of them's got excited unnecessarily. But Steve Daniels from the United States, I will be emailing you, sir. I don't think I've seen a Steve Daniels in the chat, so I don't think he's actually here in the chat. But congratulations, sir. And I'll be finding out where I need to send this to, and I hope you enjoy it very much. Just a quick thing, Pete, that I wanted to ask you regarding these Scarlett interfaces, because I know you've had one before. Can I confer with you, they do work with mobile devices as well? Do they, like iPhones, iPads?
Yeah, they do. The good thing about Focusrite, Focusrite Scarletts is that, yeah, they're class compliant, so they'll plug into your iPhone or your iPad with the right Apple adapters, and yeah, you can use them in GarageBand, in Auria Pro, in all the different apps on your iPhone or iPad. So yes, if anyone's interested, yeah, that they are a good quality device, as I know you found out when you reviewed and tested it out yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've used Focusrite stuff for years, had a few different models and love their stuff there. Now, I'm not going to be looking at any new audio interfaces, I don't think, in the near future. I've got a few things to look at, which I just want to mention. But first of all, what's coming up on your channel in the next few days, Pete?
So we've got a big weekend of live shows. So I have my home studio Q&A show, which is on a Sunday morning for me, Saturday evening if you're in the US and the UK. And then I'm doing a happy hour show on what is Sunday afternoon, Saturday night for folks, which is all 60s this week. So I'll be playing an hour of probably some feel-good tunes, lots of 60s tunes, and just talking about that. And we're doing a different decade every week. So as well as the tutorials and the tips and everything, we'll be being a bit self-indulgent and doing some nostalgic look-backs onto various decades and playing some tunes. So that should be a lot of fun.
Interesting stuff. Good stuff. I am going to be... What am I doing in the next few days? I've got a few things planned, actually, but I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from Cakewalk stuff, and I'm going to be taking a look at Studio One. I haven't looked at Studio One much on my channel. I use Cakewalk and Studio One, so I'm going to be taking a little look at that probably during the next week. I've been trying out something called Mixcraft. The last couple of days. Now, I won't be doing a video on it next week. I want to try it for probably a month before I really talk about it. But that's very, very interesting. Completely different DAW, completely different approach. And I just recorded something on it yesterday for fun, and I had a great time with it. But yeah, I'm going to be looking at Mixcraft, and also what have I also got coming up? Probably in the next week or so, I'm going to be looking at an effects collection from Arturia, who make awesome stuff. And Arturia have this new effects collection out with a whole bunch of compressors, reverb, delay, some preamp stuff and all that. So I'm going to be trying all that out. It looks really nice. I had a quick look at it yesterday. So yeah, busy.
Well, that is awesome. I'll be watching that Mixcraft. A lot of folks have been asking me to review that, and it's joined the long list, so that'll be great. I'll be able to just give them a link to your channel and get them to jump over and check out your review. So
it's been quite an interesting experience. Somebody else is just mentioning, what about Reaper? Absolutely. It's another one that I'm going to be looking at quite soon, because I know it's very, very popular, and I've never tried out Reaper, so it should be really interesting to try it out. But yeah,
get on it.
So thanks to everyone who has been in the comments today. It's just been really, really nice to see you all here. Hope you're being creative in this time where I know lots and lots of you are stuck at home. Me and Pete are going to hopefully help you out with that creativity by giving you inspiration and tips how to make music during this time, or any time, in fact, but especially during this time. I know lots of you are doing lots and lots of learning at the moment. I'm getting comments all the time that people say they've got time now to study what they've always been meaning to study. I'm sure you're the same, Pete, that you get lots of people being very creative at the moment. So I want to thank you all for being creative. The world needs creative people. They need to feel good, and we're some of the people that can help them to feel good. It's been a pleasure, Pete, And
Thank you.
I'm going to see you very, very soon. I'm not quite sure, but please, folks, do check out Pete's channel, Studio Live today. Thank you all for being here. Thanks to Jade, who was moderating here in the chat as well. I know Jade was helping you out as well earlier, Pete.
Yep.
And we will see you in the next video.
Ciao.